Okay, it is running, so you guys can stand up and wave at the camera. You can see yourself. 22. 4. 5. 6. 7. He's present. Yeah, you can see Wes. Yeah. He is so cute. Okay. All right. Okay. Most of you think about Einstein or Edgar Allan Poe when it comes to geniuses, but most people don't think about Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci is most known for his artwork and his Mona Lisa, and the little smile that shows up on the side of her mouth that everybody wonders why she's smiling. But nobody seems to put together that he created the first military advances when it came to technology. We all know who created E = MC squared, but most of us don't know who put up the first military tank. Alright, the first thing I want to go over about Leonardo da Vinci would be his past. He came from a very shady past, with his mom being a servant to his dad. He was born illegitimately, and his mom's name was Caterina. That's all we know about her, other than the fact that she got married to another man afterward. Now, Da Vinci ended up living with his father, San Piero, who was a notary and very well off. He raised him illegitimately again, and ended up marrying very rich. Leonardo eventually started doing sketches on his own and showing it to his friends to see what they thought about it, and an artist in the town saw one of his sketches and realized, wow, I have a prodigy, and took him in as an artist and tutored him. This is what Leonardo da Vinci is most known for. He's most known for his depictions of women, which you can see he was very apt at using shading, which is why he was a great artist of the time. This is what he enjoyed painting. People like the Mona Lisa, wives of wealthy men. But because of the time period, he would end up drawing religious icons, such as the Madonna, the Virgin at the Rocks. He was a skeptic, but he could not come out and say that, because during the Catholic Roman Empire, you didn't say that or you were excommunicated. He ended up playing the lyre at one point, which took him all the way to Milan, where he was found out by the leader, who used him as a party planner. This is where the next big thing that he did came in. His inventions were remarkable at this time because he was being paid to plan parties. He didn't really need to do his art right then. So what he would do is make sketches of these miraculous inventions that didn't come along until much further down the road. Professor Allais, who wrote The Madonna in Math, ended up saying that if we had seen Leonardo da Vinci's sketches 20 years before, we would have been 20 years more advanced than what we are now, if we had noticed what he did when he did it. He ended up making sketches of a, back then, helicopter, which he called a helix per ton. He ended up making a version of the bicycle and a version of a flying machine, and this was from Milan, the military tank, which opened up sides and shot out the sides. These are actually created and on display at the Traveling Bears in St. Petersburg. They have over 120 of his creations built up and live for everyone to see. One of the last things that most people don't notice that he was a modern-day genius was for his contributes to the medical community. Everybody knows about the circle and the guy with his arms open and legs open, and it's because Leonardo was one of the first people to notice that your length across is the same as your length up and down. He ended up doing drawings for the skeletal system, the muscle system, was very involved in all of the arteries going through the human body. Back then, most people weren't interested in this. They were interested in religion, in art, in mechanical things. This was new. He ended up drawing quite a few things that people hadn't really noticed before about the human body. Alright, in conclusion, I just want, for the next time you start thinking about geniuses, instead of thinking Aristotle, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, to fit Leonardo da Vinci in with them. He did do quite a few things to show us, for invention, art, and the medical society, even though he came from a very shady background. So next time you ride a bike or use a helicopter, because everybody here has one of those, be sure to thank Leonardo da Vinci. Thank you very much. Okay, now can you guys stand up and wave to the camera one more time?